I've recently become very interested in Spotify and exploring all the possibilities for musicians on this platform. As recently as a couple years ago, I was a little skeptical about Spotify, to be honest, and like a lot of musicians, maybe a little cynical about the whole idea of getting paid fractions of a penny for individual streams of my music. But here we are in 2018, and I'm starting to really warm to the idea of streaming and the potential for using this platform to both promote and monetize music. And more, I'm coming across examples of relatively unknown artists getting hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, millions of streams on Spotify. For example, I recently connected with an artist who has accumulated 16 million streams on Spotify using some pretty savvy marketing techniques that in reality are pretty straightforward that literally anyone could do. I also was recently connected to a friend of a friend who did a cover song of a currently popular song that has generated to date over 58 million streams. And just to give you an idea of the potential here, 1 million streams on Spotify tends to pay artists in the ballpark of about $4,000, depending on where the streams are generated from, the details of any publishing and or label deals related to the song being streamed, and so on. But you can do the math. We're talking about significant sums of money here. In the near future, I'll be doing several new podcasts on the topic of promoting music and making money specifically on Spotify, bringing on some of the people I've been connecting with to have them share their stories and what's working for them. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing a series of videos breaking down some basic things about Spotify so that you can start to get a better grasp on this platform. In this video, I'm going to talk about both how to create and add songs to collaborative Spotify playlists. I recently created a new collaborative playlist for my subscribers, which, by the way, you're welcome to add your own music to. I'll show you how to do that in this video. I've been getting a lot of questions, though, about how to add tracks to my playlist for my subscribers, so I thought I'd do a video that breaks down how this works. First, let's talk about how to create a collaborative playlist on Spotify and what exactly a collaborative playlist is. A collaborative playlist is a playlist that anyone can edit and add their tracks to. It's sort of like a wiki for playlists, which is why I called my first collaborative playlist Music Wiki. So right now we're on the page for my playlist, my collaborative playlist, which I just created a few days ago. And as you can see, there are currently 38 people following the playlist and 23 songs total. Again, feel free to add one of your tracks to my playlist after watching this video. Okay, so to create your own collaborative playlist, this is what you do. Look to the left of the screen on your Spotify app, and then look down. Look for where it says New Playlist with the plus sign. Go ahead and click here. Then you'll see this screen that says Create Playlist. From here, you'll want to name your playlist. For this example, I'll just say YouTube video demo. You can obviously name your playlist whatever you want, but be sure to pick a name that's as descriptive as possible so people can find your playlist. Next, you can add a description of your playlist. Again, be sure to be as descriptive as possible and describe the playlist as best as you can and as thoroughly as you can. Then you can add an image to your playlist. I'm just going to grab a random image to use as an example, but you'll want to put some thought into the image you select and go with something that looks really good and professional. I'm actually going to upgrade the logo that I'm using for my playlist in the near future. I think this is important to have a really good logo. Okay, once you add the name, description, and image, click Create. Okay, so now we've created a playlist. Next, to make this a collaborative playlist, you want to click this icon, the circle with the 3 dots inside. From here, scroll down and select where it says Collaborative Playlist. And voila, you now have a collaborative playlist, and you'll see here above the title of the playlist, it says Collaborative Playlist. This, by the way, is also how you'll know someone else's playlist is collaborative. Anytime you come across a playlist and it says collaborative playlist above the title, that's an indication that anyone can add and edit tracks on this particular playlist. Okay, so next let's talk about how you can add tracks to collaborative playlists like my Music Wiki playlist. To demonstrate this, I'm actually going to go to another collaborative playlist that I found, since it will be a lot easier to show you this using someone else's playlist that isn't attached to my account. This particular playlist is called the Indie Discovery List, and you'll see here above the title that this is a collaborative playlist. When you find the playlist you want to add music to, like this one, this is what you do. First, you need to follow the playlist. To do this, just click the heart icon here. This will add the playlist to your library of playlists, which are located here on the left-hand side of your panel. Once you've added the playlist to your library of playlists, you can add your own tracks. One word of warning here. I've noticed when doing this myself that sometimes there is a delay, sometimes as much as a few hours before the playlists you follow are added to your playlist library. I'm not quite sure why this is, but I've experienced this several times, and I think this might be why some of my subscribers have been having trouble adding tracks to this playlist, to my playlist. In any event, once the playlist you followed shows up in your playlist library, you can now add tracks to that library. Or to that playlist, rather. To do that, first go to your track. I'll go to one of my tracks as an example. So this is my track, Where We Were. I'll add this track to the collaborative playlist I just created as an example. To do that, I'll click here on these three dots, then I'll scroll down to where it says Add to Playlist. When you click here, you can see all the playlists you follow to the right. I'm going to select the playlist I just created moments ago, and bam, my song has now been added to this playlist. Next, I'll go to that playlist so you can see the song has been added. And here it is. So that, my friends, is how you can create and add tracks to collaborative playlists on Spotify. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. One of the things that's become pretty obvious to me is that one of the keys to growth on Spotify is getting featured on different playlists. Getting included on just one popular playlist could help you generate thousands of new streams overnight. I'll be doing more videos in the near future about how to get your music on existing playlists. In the meantime, be sure to add one of your tracks to my new playlist, Music Wiki, using the method I just showed you. I'll link to the URL of my playlist below this video. If you're watching this video, you're welcome to add one of your tracks, but please add only one track per artist, and please share and promote the playlist. That's it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to be notified on all the future videos I release about promoting music and making money on Spotify and much more.